to hear. Drink a good deal of it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it, drink till you're made of it. Now all together a cheer.
Well, hello again, everybody. It's Mark McDermott here with you once again, the Beeronaut / Chicago Craft Beer Examiner, here to look at another beer from Chicago this time. This is one of the beers that's been sent to me for my consideration, so yeah, I'll have some nice things to say about it, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. And we want to try to get through this a little quickly because it's very cold outside, and I have to turn off the furnace because I'm here in a freaking basement, and the furnace will start running and make it hard to hear. So let's get this through and get the furnace back on. Luckily though, because it's so cold outside, my beer cellar, which is underneath the front stoop of our porch, is at a nice beer keeping 40 degrees, but that's only during the winter. So anyway, this has been sitting here at exactly that temperature, and this is from Forbidden Root Botanical Beers of Chicago. It is a brewer that has been coming out with some very interesting beer made with ginger, root beer type beers, and the fancy $100 beer with black truffle. Well, I never got a taste of that, but I think we'll be okay. This is the first in a series that they are calling Divine Mud. It is going to be a series of beers aged in barrels, not bourbon barrels, I think. They don't mention that, but it's going to be aged with single source cacao, which, you know, the chocolate beans and so forth. So I am certainly looking forward to drinking more beers with chocolate, and of course I'm taping this the night after Valentine's Day, but the wife doesn't drink, so we'll have to have this to myself. And recommend it for Valentine's Day. Recommend the series for Valentine's Day next year because this is a limited edition series. This one is called Heavy Petal. It is also an imperial stout. This one is at 9.2% by volume, and it is brewed with pecans and magnolia flowers along with West African chocolate. So I asked the guys at Forbidden Root if we should age this or talk about it now, and obviously with magnolia in the bottle, I think that's going to fade out very quickly, so this is not something you want to cellar unless you have a couple extra bottles to hang around with. But so this has been in my 40-degree cellar and is being served in a bourbon barrel-aged beer glass from Kentucky Brewing, so this is probably a little snifter size. And here we have a nice deep black color. We'll hold this up a little bit as if that helps at all, with a usual imperial stout type head on top. Trying to get a little bit of that flowery smell and not much chocolate to it. Maybe just a touch of solventy alcohol, but let's dig in and see what we get to the taste. Well, that is a lot of unsweetened cocoa, but then it's been, oh yeah, it's kind of that sludgy stuff on the bottom of your cup after you've had a mug of hot cocoa. But it has been sweetened, and I think the magnolia is there mainly to add kind of a sweet color to it, texture to it. Definitely no bourbon barrel aging, but the chocolate is all around. It does not taste like added chocolate. It's more of a cocoa impression. And I really don't know how to play pecans into a beer because I just can't pick it out. I've had a couple of pecan ales, still waiting for that pumpkin peach pecan beer that now Anheuser-Busch makes. And but it does add just a little bit of... perhaps that's kind of the side taste that I'm kind of getting and can't really place. But this sits pretty lightly on my palate. There is what I thought was solventy alcohol in the nose. That's really not there in the taste at all. And it kind of just slides right on down. It's not very thick or oily. It's just it's a beer that has a lot of cocoa to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's not really a chocolate beer. that tastes like a candy bar or anything like that. It's just a very well done balance of beer and, like we said, cocoa nibs. And if there's flower petals to it, well, I don't eat that kind of thing. So it's just adding to a little delicate back taste. And yes, you do want to have one of these fresh. They're available in Chicago for a limited time. It's now February 2015 as I record this. And if you miss out on this, there will be others in the in what we are calling the Divine Mud series. So that's Forbidden Roots Divine Mud beer with cocoa. The first one in the series is Heavy Petal with, once again, I look to the side and say pecans, magnolia, and West African chocolate. So that's a very interesting beer to grab, and it's not too heavy. It still is a very good dessert beer. If you're looking at something for Paczki Day, this would probably go well because it'll kind of keep the sweetness down, and maybe and this is the kind of beer that monks would use to sustain themselves through Lent. So please go find whatever beer you like. If you find this, take a chance and enjoy.
Now don't be afraid of it.